game, so...
We'll do that. We'll find out what we're going to be playing.
Take me home!
Country Road.
Yes. Coastline Clubhouse banned out as those were played in the last Playday. And Border, Cafe Dostoyevsky. We've seen like no Border at all this season.
Yeah, Border's taking a backseat. It used to be considered one of the best maps in Siege, and now it's
Cafe.
People don't want to play it as much.
And ooh, okay.
Villa, okay.
Our least picked map, second, something like that.
Something like that. I actually did not catch it.
It's like 4% and 5%. So
it's not played a whole lot.
Yeah,
in
it's
Europe.
like barely touched. And this was Sisu's pick in the end. Because the last two maps were Bank and Villa, Sisu decides which one they really want to go for. So there's that to keep in mind. And for all the people that are watching here, it's pronounced GiFu. No, GiFu Prefecture with the samurai. Yes, it's right north of Nagoya. Great. But that's not how the players do it. It's off of like
Sisu.
a Finnish. It's Finnish candy.
It's like when Wilkie explained it to me in the season 1 finals, and season 1, like the beginning, it was something about a candy, and it kind of has a licorice kind of taste. He gave me one. It's like a hard licorice flavored candy.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be 52% for Sisu, 40% for Chaos. That's a close one. Mm-hmm. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, Chaos have been having a rough side of the season. There was a certain point late into the first half around Playday 6-7 where like, Chaos actually are playing pretty well. Maybe they can upset more teams than we would expect because G2 were also having their kind of slump, but
well, I think
they kind of recovered from all of that.
Yeah, G2's slump seems to be a thing of the past now.
Yeah.
With them, sometimes it's really hard to tell. You know, we could find ourselves right back in the slump today, and then they don't qualify for LAN. Done. All of these teams need to be on point for the end of the season.
There's no strats to save today, basically.
Strat saving is not a thing. Okay, can we kill that joke? Can we just kill it?
No, leave it.
All right, it's gonna be Villa. So we'll load in here, and it'll be Sisu starting on defense and Chaos starting on attack, which means that we will have Sisu starting with the bans. Now, on this map, Sisu has played it twice, I think. Yeah, it looks like they played it about twice, if not more. And they've lost it 100% of the time. So, yeah. And then on the side of Chaos, they've played it once and lost it once. So neither of these teams have a good track record on this map. That's through this season, at least, you know.
Capitao ban, nothing too surprising. Especially on Villa. I think leaving both a Habana and a Capitao or even a Maverick and a Capitao on Villa is death sentence for defense, really. Echo's going to be picked up or banned out.
That doesn't mean that the Jackal's in play.
That is correct.
Which means that the roaming on this map, which is notoriously potent, is going to be very difficult.
Yeah. So far, and this is just preparations. This might not happen. And Mira, of course, we are playing in
Europe after all.
But Jackal has had an update on the test server in regards to how he actually tracks. It really depends on how old the tracks are on the floor. Some might say it's a nerf. I say it's a balance. It really puts him into a spot that makes logical sense. But right now, it's just pure testing. So maybe this will be introduced. Maybe it will not. Watching a bit of the show today live from Barcelona, actually on this channel from UB Barcelona. And it was like Get Flanked and the boys that were there and kind of talking about some of the balance changes for the next patch. So with the developers. So who knows? Maybe there will be some interesting things coming up. Coming up, though, in this game is the Clash, played by Shate. We talked about how Clash can be so powerful if you build everything. It's like a mobile Mira, right?
Yeah.
You can have her in 90. That's a powerful spot to have her.
Now, it looks like they're going to be using the bar Clash setup that's being highlighted on the bottom left of your screen. You notice how they've made that rotation hole. Looks like it was an impact hole. Basically, what's going to happen is Shate on the Clash is going to be playing on this hole right here, and he's going to aggressively hold the top of that staircase. That staircase right there we refer to as study stairs or main stairs. So Shate will be doing his best to hold that as well as slow down the attackers who will attempt to push it. The reason he's doing this is because as an attacker, it's already really hard to push up those stairs or push into those stairs from study. And adding a Clash into that is just going to slow things down for the attack. Now, there is a Zofia in play, so there is a counter, which is very relevant. She can use her lifeline to knock the shield aside temporarily and then shoot the Clash, or one of her teammates can shoot the Clash, which is a nice counter for Chaos to have. They're going to be clearing from the north side of the building, which means that they won't have to deal with that study hold, the aggressive Clash study hold, as directly as they would have had to otherwise if they were doing a, study take.
That's correct. And I always talk about this. When it comes to Villa, there's a straightforward way of doing it. If they're defending in the Aviator game room, come in from bedroom and pressure later on in the round from study. If they're defending in Marble, in the entire trophy room, then you go to the opposite side of the map and come in clearing from Aviator game room, pressuring on bedroom. But that's first kill. Movataho is solo on HP, and Yunus is dead already.
That's a really good pick there from Secretly. So you saw what Secretly was doing. He was peeking in through the bike window. Now, the reason he was doing that is because his teammates were trying to clear out Astro, and Secretly was cutting off a potential flank in Astro's stairs. So that was good teamwork from Chaos and really good positioning from Secretly. Lifeline number 1 used, lifeline number 2 used, and it's the nade to get the eventual kill onto Shate.
That was so perfectly timed and great teamwork from Chaos. They're setting things straight here, and the Zofia plus the grenade timing was it was exactly how it was supposed to be. Vita will come in and finish off Boonsy. Low on HP, sure, but he's done the work. Yonador will finish off next. So Chaos are slowed down for just a bit, but the Zofia had already done her job and served her purpose. EMPs are being thrown in to destroy whatever utility is left.
So it's the 2 newest additions to Sisu against moderately lit opponents, but there goes Move, so it's all on to Jonathan, and he's going to get 1. Can he get a second? Lido is on low again, but he's pushing him through the west hallway while there's a flank coming in from 90. It doesn't seem like this has actually been called out. I'm surprised that there's no rotation, and check the hallway to your right!
Oh my god!
He gets it! Headshot, very clean, post-plant now, retaking into the bar, but he won't win the next fight, and as he goes down, Chaos take round number 1.
Oh good god.
That was weird.
Yes. It's like, there! Look at it! And sometimes it happens. It happens. Here we are. Excellent round overall from Chaos. I like their execution, the way they really dealt with Sisu 1 by 1, because Sisu offered themselves out 1 by 1, I want to say. And by the way, a lot of people looking at this are like, where's Scripps? He's been put on the side now as next one is playing on the squad. So there's the update. More info, of course, on the Chaos social media if you're interested.
So, Clash going to be brought here again for Sisu. It'll be Aviator again for Sisu. That defense didn't work out great, but there are a couple things that Sisu can do to correct it in the immediate. For example, they can be a little bit lighter on their roam, maybe a little bit more, safer on their 90 hold. You saw the, or not even bring a 90 hold. Sisu have opted to not bring the Maestro this time, which suggests that they will forfeit 90 or just play somebody else there, but in a different way. 90, of course, is the bottom left of your screen there. The northwestmost corner is what we call 90 because, yeah, it's the hallway that turns 90. So, it looks like Sisu are going to be doing something a little bit different. Since they won't lose that player by 90 for free in all likelihood this time around, and I'm guessing that Sisu are going to try and roam a little bit different because they did lose somebody, again, also for free on the roam downstairs. If Sisu can avoid giving away that just that straight man advantage early on, then yeah, this could be a better round for them. But it actually, oh, look at this. Chaos are going to be doing a study take now. So Chaos are saying, all right, Sisu, you're going to adjust into our take. Well, we are going to bring a totally new take to this table, and we are going to make you change the way you play again, but mid-round. And that's what separates the best teams from just your average Pro League team, which is the ones that can see what's going on and react to it before it is detrimental. We'll see if Sisu stand among those. And they'll take down 1 early on, so that's a really good pick.
Great play from Yonitor. Of course, Sisu coming around from the bedroom, explained it, that we're trying to adapt as best as we can to Chaos. And that's a great pick off on the Thatcher, especially given the fact that you still have that bandit in play. And dealing with him when he's so busy tricking with the walls, difficult. You only have 1 hard breacher that's being brought up here by Chaos. And keep in mind the Maverick is unavailable, banned out. So you're limited when it comes to options and hard destruction. Movataho holding on the perfect location to have your Legion. Renewals will find him. Keeps on firing up into the staircase, but still be alive for a moment more. Jonas just barely hanging on.
Oh, he is still in it. And with Jonas, you know, he hits those headshots. He has been. Seems like after he got pushed off of G2, he's really had a fire lit under his bum. And he's been playing really excellently as an individual. He's going to get out of that sticky situation at the top of main stairs and actually make it back into the site. It looks like safe. Chaos were not quick enough to capitalize on his position. They have downed Bunsi, though, just inside of the B bomb site. And that's going to be a really good pick if they can secure it. But he's actually crawling away. It's possible he might make it all the way back and get picked up.
Now here's the X-Kairos are being used up, and this should open the angle. No, Bandit, perfect timing. Jonas still being alive is huge here. You want to use your Zofia to stun, but there's no stuns left, so crowd control is very limited. Chaos can finally walk up the stairs here as they've been able to push the Bandit back, but at what cost? A lot of time has been wasted away, and Shate will be able to retreat back on site and hold on to the doorway. No, he's going to stay and fight in 90, doing a tiny sliver of damage to the Zofia, and the best thing about it, burning off as much time as possible. Jonas turns around, but so low in HP. Next one will be able to take him out, but he is barely alive. And there's a clash on the other side of the wall, so close to shutting down the Zofia. And there it is! There it is! He drops him, going for the kill, and he's going to be able to zap him. No, those Paulus superpowers. Redgrove will find Bunsi. Redgrove trying to fight the clash, trying to knife him, but Shate, beautiful play and control on his clash. They'll be able to pick up one. The Habana's down. The Zofia's last alive, and every angle being held up here by Sisu. The clash excellently and expertly played here by Shate. It was such a massive annoyance for Chaos that every loss is compounded on the team.
So there's a couple things that happened there in that round. Well, actually, there's a lot that happened there in that round when you compare it to the first one. So same site, same setup from Sisu, but big difference. They are attacked from study, and they adjusted their master side hold. In the first round, we saw Sisu roam underneath master by the aviator stairs, and they were trying to go for late flanks. This round, they tried to hold master hard, but since no one was taking them, and because they were aggressively holding master, they had forewarning that the take was actually not going to be a master take. As soon as they're like, hey guys, there's no one over here, they rotate over to the study hold, the clash is there, and now the clash hold is working for them again because they still brought that clash. So it's an easy adaptation from Sisu to hold the top of main stairs using the clash and to bring all of the roamers back to site and just add to their muscle on site when the push came in from study. It was stopped cold in its tracks because Chaos, I guess maybe they weren't expecting a clash this time because they didn't handle it very well, and they got out-muscled because it was just more head-to-head gunfights, and those worked out in favor of Sisu. Especially the refrags were really relevant there, and Jonas' play on the main stairs.
And to double down on your point, I think after Chaos dealt with the clash so easily in the first round on 90, is like, okay, we don't see them bringing it back here, Sisu. So Chaos surprised by the clash, but also how both the Bandit and the Legion were doubling up from the study downstairs and also on the main stairs to slow Chaos down as much as humanly possible. And every time it's just Jonas in a nutshell, surviving with barely any HP and then still coming back to strike. Got kills, got the Bandit batteries down, and slowed down his opponents. Time-wise even, it was masterfully done from Sisu to just hold Chaos in place. But now, this will be a take on Trophy. And there's the impacts being used. Going to try to zone away the Bandit as they know that this is really the big problem. You don't even have to be inside to do all of this. Nitro Cell is going to be brought out. Here's the first set of X-Kairos. Shock wires are going to be set, but there's Zofia stunning in the back. And there you go. EMP too slow on it. And unfortunately, Jonas will be able to trick at least one set of the X-Kairos. There's two left still here for Redgrove. Where did it? Something already got zapped. Oh,
tricked half of them.
4 of them got zapped, and those X-Kairos are going to explode onto one another. Yeah, if you didn't know, X-Kairos splash damage destroys other X-Kairos next to it. So that's all of the X-Kairos. This is just so frustrating.
Great job there from Sisu to impact trick and bandit trick that wall to deny it from being opened. I think there might have been some minor holes there, but for the most part, It's a pretty impressive holdout from Sisu. Secretly, it's going to go down on the balcony there, and Renewals has also eaten some damage elsewhere, which means this is already looking pretty good for Sisu, not only in terms of their denial, but also in terms of their ability to inflict damage on the enemy. There's another one down on the floor, 2 downs now, and there goes a kill. So it's actually 2 versus 5 right now. Secretly gets picked up, make that a 3 versus 5, but still desperate for Chaos.
Now Vital coming in from below as he enters through the mudroom, and he'll try to challenge Astronomy, but it's a bit too late. There's nobody really here from Sisu that's playing from behind the desk. No, they come up right into him, and Bootsy finds 2 kills, and now he's gonna watch the diffuser. Vital comes around from the back, pre-firing every angle, but they're already gone. You got no frag grenades to deal with them. But Vital finds 1 kill. Jonas eliminates, secretly leaving only Vital alive. Little HP, little ammo left, doesn't matter. Shate comes around and finds the headshot. I liked how Chaos tried to send the buck round the map to deal with any player in Astronomy, but it was too late. You had already lost too many players inside a bathroom, and Sisu weren't even playing in the standard positions on Astronomy.
Yeah, big thing there from Sisu is that they were getting aggressive on every position that Chaos tried to uphold. So Chaos would take control of Master, for example, or Master Bathroom, and they would do so in a really aggressive and well-constructed manner. They droned it, they held it. But then they would lose the heads-up gunfights to just a random push from some random person on Sisu. In this case, Boonsy had a really great individual round there. He not only managed to get it down in the bathroom, but then managed to turn that into 2 kills by baiting it out. So I think I would say a really good overall round individually from Boonsy, but the way that Sisu set themselves up there was the really impressive part, and that they were not afraid of just taking fights whenever they were presented with those fights. You saw that same type of mentality that Boonsy showed us reflected in almost everybody on Sisu through that round. And, you know, obviously, Sisu effectively aren't playing for anything anymore. And if you're familiar with the history of Sisu, I'm sure you would agree that when Sisu don't have anything to play for, they tend to play really, really well.
5 seconds left.
If you remember, for example, Season 6 finals in Sao Paulo.
Oh, good God.
Yeah,
That was 2 years ago.
It was a while ago, but that was still a Sisu team, and they've managed to maintain their mentality despite having a different roster throughout their entire history. So if you remember Season 6 finals, the season that Sisu managed to win, I talked to them right after they won, and the reason that they decided is that we just played our game. We just didn't care as much. We just kind of let it go. We're like, you know what, if we lose, we lose. We win, whatever.
No pressure.
And there's 0 pressure on them in this match too. So you can expect some, you know, maybe some aggro plays, maybe some just smart plays in general, because the pressure is off the shoulders of Sisu, and usually that enables them.
Speaking of enabling, it's Pulse on, Eunice on the Pulse. Fortunately, misses with his Nitro Cell. Expecting somebody to dive into bedroom wasn't the case. And Zofia has moved in close. There's another Nitro Cell here. Should the Pulse help? But Shate will do a bit of damage, but Renault's only takes 25 HP off. Movataho finds Vito and then runs back down the Astronomy stairs. The Buck, a huge pick here. There might be breaching charges on someone else, but Boonsy's already gotten a kill. No, the Zofia does not. Neither does the IQ. This is not great here when it comes to a site that really requires a lot of soft breach, and the goo mines doing work, slowing down Chaos even more. Sisu at the helm as Jonatar gets another. He's fighting. He is so aggressive against his opponents. And Shate gets another perfect Nitro Cell on the next one. And Red Groove is last alive. The Habana repelling reversed on top of the roof. Your speciality might be roofing here, but this is just not going to work.
So you might, okay, Red Groove looks like he's going to take the timeout option. So basically there's a minute 12 in this round or so, and he's just going to sit on the roof, timeout, let his team think about what they want to do moving forward. So you might be forgiven for assuming that was another trophy defense, because it was, in fact, a very hard trophy roam from Jonatar and the rest of Sisu. They did a great job of holding upstairs, but the main thing is that it wasn't just a mindless, oh yeah, we're going to take fights upstairs sort of situation. It was a double C4 above, hold upstairs, we expect them to take from Master. Those C4s from below did a great job. The hold upstairs did a great job. Everyone really had an excellent round individually. Looks like Chaos has figured out what they want to do, so Red Groove is going to start looking for picks, maybe stats, pat some stats, but it's not going to happen. It'll be a flawless round for Sisu, and a great hold of the top floor. And I'll move on with 3 rounds in a row And, you know, again, you would be forgiven for not knowing that's a kitchen defense.
Yeah, you still have to take control of that top floor, regardless. And the fact that Sisu now, pretty much every round after their first loss, they've doubled down on aggressive play. And it's not like they're over-peaking everything. No. They're just set in positions early on in the round where they can contest. And the moment Chaos start to feel comfortable with where they are, they slow down to play a bit more passive, and that's exactly when you have Sisu pouncing and just firing on them. The Jaeger surviving for that long upstairs was just ridiculous, and he did work.
Yeah.
The Legion had already laid down his mines. This was prepared from the beginning to slow down Chaos before they can gain the advantage, because they had it. They had the buck. They were technically in control of the top floor and bedroom, and should they have had that, it would make an entry into kitchen much, much easier, substantially easier. But again, intelligent from Sisu, also using their pulse downstairs with probably some good Valkyrie position for Evil Eyes, or Black Eyes, excuse me, upstairs, giving info for the team and making sure that they keep tabs on Chaos 24/7.
So, Sisu now going back to Aviator games. A comfortable spot to be for them. Of course, this is the only site that Chaos has managed to win an attack on, but, you know, you can make it work. That's for sure, and Sisu have. It's a 1-to-1 record on this site overall. A lot's going to depend on how Chaos choose to attack it. Because the last time they tried to attack this, it came from Study, did not work out very well. The first time they attacked into Master, that worked out great, but this time, Sisu are setting up differently than the first time. So it's possible the Master Hold will actually work out great for Sisu. As you can see, they've rotated their Clash over here. One thing that is worrisome for the Clash is that actually playing a position like this, you're very exposed to potential flank. So if it requires a lot of investment of muscle from Sisu to hold things like Astronomy, for example. And Shate has to be really, really careful with his timing when he decides to fall back or not. And see, there's that flank. Yep. Since nobody's holding Astronomy, basically an overextension from Sisu, and they're being punished, and so much so that the round is actually over already. Yeah. And Shate's the last one alive now. That's a really great clear. Oh no. Oh no. A double for Shate, but he can't get 3. Great patience there, but not enough to win the round.
That was beautiful to see at the end, but it didn't really matter. The Clash ran back and secretly found him. But yeah, that's, again, the over-eagerness. And you said it so perfectly, Michael. The instant it was going to happen, you're like, but what about the flank? And the flank, it just was so open, so exposed. By the time the Clash loses all support next to her, she becomes pretty much useless. So you can't do anything with it. And Shate was forced to fall back. He stayed there for a second, but all of his support staff basically died off because they were trying to run back into 90, and they got caught off guard. But beautiful play from Vito on the buck, realizing, okay, they're going to try to run away. I'm just going to buck the wall open and then fire down. And the problem with this sort of style from Sisu is that you need more reinforcements on that side of the map to help you in block line of sight. Unfortunately, Aviator Game Rooms still requires a decent chunk of reinforcements to hold it down correctly. Yeah. So you don't have that many assets that you can put on the other side. Maybe 2, tops 3 reinforcements.
Yeah, that's
more
what they
than
did.
that, it would be too much.
And that's what they did. They didn't have enough on the Master side to hold it really the way they were trying to hold it. They invested almost every single one of their players in that Trophy Master hold, and it did not work out. Nope. So a nice try there for Sisu, but yeah, clearly Sisu still has something they need to change about defending this site from the Master take. And because they're going back to Aviator instead of rotating to Trophy as they could have just now, they are going to have to put some kind of new spin on this. Otherwise, it's going to be probably Hex 404 kicks. It's going to be probably the same result we just saw, because the clear on the Master Trophy side from Chaos is just too proficient. And again, Sisu are investing in holding this. I'm a little bit frightened for them. And yeah, I mean, if Chaos execute well, like they have the last few times they've been here, then they're going to be putting themselves at 3-3 in this first half, which is great for the attacking side.
One thing I just like to check. Okay, secretly gets
There
first
it is.
over Tahoe, but I wanted to check how the reinforcements were set on the bedroom side of the map because so there's 4 here, 1, 2, 3, so that's 7 in total. So there's 3 that are being played on the opposite end of the map. You see 1 in the center, 1. Yeah, 1 this on the bedroom side. Yeah, this 1 here in the connector. And where is the last one? It should be played in astronomy. No. Okay.
Nope.
Nope. All right, odd. But here we are. So yeah, just to see how things are really set up in general, what sort of utility is available for Sisu. Right now at the halfway point of the round, you cleared the Legion very early on, which means you won't have to worry much about goo mines. Plus, you have an IQ. She's going to be your spearhead either way. She's going to be standing about and giving you info. Secretly finds another Yonitor. And those are close, tight angles that are being played on the window. You've been watching in 90. Veteline kicking off a grenade, and he'll cook it, throw it away, and destroy barbed wire. And now peeking around into 90.
Okay, 90 control for Chaos. This is a great platform for them to continue their attack. They've also got the Habana. I did hear some of the charges being used, but I didn't see where they were. So it's possible Habana can open up the 90 wall if it comes to that. Now, Chaos does also have a pretty strong main advantage. This is thanks to the roam, again, being cleared out very effectively by Chaos as a whole on the trophy side. That was Sisu overextending. That's the 3rd time they've done that and been punished for it. So, well, actually, no, that's only the 2nd time they've done it and been punished for it. But still,
Zapped.
you expect them to learn it quicker than that. Jonas has, dude, he just runs around and finds those Excaros. He's been saving them the whole match. Oh, Shate wins the heads-up gunfight. Doesn't even need a shield. And Jonas will get 1 as well. Suddenly a 3 versus 3 with only 16 seconds. Vital gets 2, though, on the entry by the big bar. It's just Shate, and he can't do any more. Red Group shuts him down. And Chaos 3-3 in the first half on attack side. That's great for them.
Yeah, that's excellent, really, for the attack. Chaos. They bring it back. Sisu at some point, like a 3-1, you're like, okay, they have a ton of control of the map. Not really the case. After those 2 rounds, Chaos were able to fight back and understand how Chaos were really preparing themselves for those rounds. Sisu setting up so much on the Clash. They put so much work and effort into her, and they play Aviator Game Rooms twice. And twice in a row, the strategy, which is pretty much a mirror of the other, fails. Bit of a change off of round number 5, moving on to 6, just because you didn't have as many players that were dedicated to the bedroom. Majority of them fall back the instant they lose their Legion, which is a big deal, really, for that hold. 90 was relinquished. It was only a matter of time where pressure would be too much to surmount. So that was Chaos's attacking half. And now on the defense, what do they bring? A COD instead of the Bandit. Gives you much more flexibility. Double impact as well to play with that. Vitaline is going to bring out the Legion as well. So double impacts on that operator. A lot of flexibility to deal with Heart Breach. However, how does Sisu play with this? Instead of bringing double Heart Breach with the Thermite and the Habana, they only bring the Habana. They want to focus on having the Jackal, and that's the big deal for Sisu. Hunt any roamers, make sure you have that shotgun that you can use from downstairs to clear off any utility, and you should be set. But it's all about timing.
So I just did my 2nd deep dive investigation on how to actually properly pronounce Yanni TR's name. And so first time they said Johnny, now it's Yanni, but it's one thing in particular. It's Yanni TR. It's not Yonitor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Yanni TR. The TR is separate somehow.
Yanni Turkey?
His name is Yanni.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yanni.
Mm-hmm. It's the Finnish Johnny. So there you go.
So
Learn something new every day. EMP's
Yanni.
coming in the study there, and Sisu with control of study. Oh, missing an opportunity. Now he's not going to get that evil eye at the end of 90. Oh, another try there, but another miss.
the Maestro should have been able to snipe off the drone there as it moved down, and the perfect bait. He's learned it at this point. Renewals will actually go for the gunfight, but the IQ is ready. Pre-fired into him as he came around the arches. And COD or no COD, but that wall has already been contested and opened up. Vito, though, will find Jonas. slowing down this assault from Sisu as Jonas is back on the Zofia. We've known them to play for so long. Soft walls as well on the entry. This is a lot of special dedication from Chaos. They even have 2 players downstairs. They might be able to contest the main stairs very quickly. Oh, so close. The IQ spots the Jaeger coming around, but Redgroove has already found one. The Habana, though, enters, and Boonsi is still alive somehow. Secretly he's holding, and he tries to stand behind the indestructible bar, but it gets shot from behind. The holes that have been opened up by the Habana are just wide enough. Shate gets another one here to make it a 2K. But next one will get 1 kill. Gets fired upon from behind. Comes in Yonator, or Yoni, will save the day.
Great clutch there from Yoni, yeah. And special thanks to the team manager, Sisu Protax, for helping me out with that. Our team manager, sorry, he gave me a lot of good information, so I definitely needed that. But yeah.
Thank you so much, Protax. As usual.
Protax.
Protax saves the day. Not surprising.
And it's actually, yeah. So, it's been a long time since I've talked to Protax. Have you seen him at any of the, or anything in ages?
No, I think last time I sat down with Protax was like Invitational 2018. I remember sitting down with him and Wilkie and just kind of chilling for a bit.
2020 what? 2017?
2018.
2018.
Yeah, I didn't go to DreamHack Winter 2018, unfortunately, because visas and stuff, but that's the last time they competed. There was Assembly as well, where they were playing. I don't know if they played in Assembly Summer, but that's more of a like Finnish tournament. It's been a while, man. This is Protax. Cool dude. There you go.
He's a cool dude. And very helpful. Now we know how to properly pronounce it's Yanni.
Exactly, Yanni.
Yeah. And then I guess we can say the TR if we want to get formal. Yanni TR.
So your family name? Yanni TR.
I suppose so. So here, okay, let's dive into the storyline going on here real quick. So again, a quick reminder: Sisu effectively are not fighting for anything today, and they are currently beating Chaos right now by 1 point. Now it's important to note that Chaos, again, they're on the defensive side, so there is a favor there. But the way that Sisu are playing, look at this. Shate's just in, man. He doesn't care.
Nope.
He's in.
Shate was sick a week ago, but now he's looking for the sick plays. He comes in at the Jackal, and the hatch is open to allow for drops.
That was really good droning there for Shate, allowing him to get in like that. You know, he didn't just haphazardly run in. Oh, Johnny almost got a kill there through the floor. Or Yanni, I suppose. Oh, what a push from Vito. He gets 2 before Yanni's going to shut him down. He just dropped from the skylight there and managed to pick up some kills nice and easy. That's the real trouble with clearing out downstairs.
When do you ever expect that? It's just a beautiful rush just off of pure blind information. I'm not sure if there was any camera here giving info, but hey man, the instant you try to contest that astronomy desk, you're going to get shot one way or another, and it was a pure drop, and it ends up netting 2 kills. The IQ taken off. His next one will come around the kitchen. Movitai will have to watch the walk up here from the main stairs in astronomy, and they're watching for the second. They're using them as bait. Nitrocell, pulled for just a moment, but Renewals will fall back. Movitaho's low on HP and is down on the floor, and Boonsi is last alive. Instantly shot down, and that was the end of it. Chaos, bring it.
Good job there to Chaos, and well, they're going to bring us back to 4-4. Again, a lot more on the line for them. Now, the thing is, they've just won trophy, which means they are going to likely be going to either Kitchen or they're going to be going to Aviator. Aviator hasn't been great for Chaos, based on what we saw in the past. Sisu's study take was pretty well put together. The crossfire that they managed to put up between the West Hallway and Study was great. The big thing is that the 90 pressure was not as significant as Chaos were hoping for. And if the player on 90 this time around can do a little bit more work, then I'm sure that Sisu might struggle a little bit more when they go for that study take. But Sisu also last round, because of 90, did manage to rotate into B and then pressure the Bard that way instead of just taking in the West Hall. So Sisu's had some really good on-the-fly adaptations by just individual players. Now, going back to Aviator here again. Let's see how they set it up this time. They have brought a Clash, so I was going to say maybe they're going to do the same kind of Clash setup, but actually secretly is reinforcing the bar wall, so that's not going to happen at least. I'm curious to see what the play is with the Clash here. Reinforcements going down typically on study. They just open them a little bit for sound and all that. Yeah, I don't really see any particular facilities for the Clash. It just seems like maybe she's gonna be playing in the hallway to slow things down.
It depends. You can kind of play her from the doorway into 90, or you can play her on the opposite end if you want to hold on to maybe the landing, maybe the entrance into B coming from the study room. I guess that's the flexibility compared to Sisu. I mean, you had that massive hole that was opened up to allow her to sneak. It really depends on just what your mindset is. And oh my, Jonas finds a free kill on Renault's. The smoke off the site.
Yeah, that's a really good kill there. Now, secretly might be able to get the refrag, but he's actually in a bad spot right now for that. It's going to give himself away to Jonas, who will get his second for himself and his team. Now with main stairs control, ooh, that's a lifeline used with a Clash in play. You don't want to be wasting those. SMG's actually out right now for Red Groove. He's trying to get aggressive, and he'll get a win off of it. Yonitor goes down, or Yanni goes down. Erection gonna have to get used to that. But the exothermic charge is successful, it seems. And now there's a giant hole in Chaos's site.
Chaos are kind of missing every spot, really, by just half a second, and that's more than enough. Sisu are not pushovers either. Vito will come around the back, perfectly played, and Red Groove is holding on to the hallway. Vito with the 3K spray, and the Maestro, the Alda rattles off, and everybody falls to the master himself. There you go.
That's really unlucky on that lineup from Sisu. And, well, unlucky and poorly played. And now we have Chaos taking the lead here. They'll put themselves 5-4. And impressively done. Chaos have not led in this match since the very first round. So that's a really big win there for them. And Aviator being the best site for Sisu by far in terms of attacking is also significant because now we're not going to be going to Aviator for the remainder of this half. Now, Chaos are going to either be forced to or be comfortable on other sites. Kitchen is the next one. 2 in a row. It's Trophy Aviator done for Chaos. They have to go to a third. It's likely not going to be Living Room, so it'll be Kitchen. This one unknown for this team, for Chaos on defense. So it's possible that this is going to be another site that Sisu are comfortable attacking on, like Aviator is. But we won't know until we see the round play out. Vito up there with a whopping 14 kills. That is just crazy. And that last round, really a good image of his heroics through this match.
So will the heroics continue, though? It's been great entries from Sisu, but what we were talking about the Clash in 90, and then suddenly we switched to Red Groove, who has this SBS MG out, and you're like, good God, no, what are you doing? Instantly flicks about, finds a kill, and then is able to hold on to 90 for the rest of the round. And it's just nobody able to watch the backside of Sisu on their entry.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there was nobody holding the flank and study. Really, if you want to point a finger at somebody, you point a finger at Move, because he was the last one in. He was the one in study, and even if you're trying to force your way into bar... Oh, wow. Speaking of forcing your way in, sidetrack, Chate's in, but Renewal shuts him down before he can do anything. It's a great one there from Renewals. A good read on Memorial. I'm surprised no one was holding Memorial in the first place, but at least Chaos recovered it.
Renewal's now playing by the bike room, and he's going to fall back. He's got something to protect him for a second, but are there any drones? No, Renewal's going to hold on to this spot. I guess at this point you don't have any nitro cells, so might as well, right?
He knows about the angle.
Oh my, this is so strong. Secretly gets Boonsy in the meantime. So there's your heart breach. Renewals gets the headshot, a 2K for him. Diffuser's going to be dropped here on the wine cellar stairs, and from behind, Vito turns around. The roam and the bottom floor all the way down in the basement. Wins out, and Vito can go and get just a bit to drink. Round close. Yanni gets one, but Red Groove on the refrag.
Okay, so match point for Chaos. And I just want to say that 2 rounds ago, and very recently, it was looking like Sisu were going to be the ones to put us on match point. It was looking like Sisu were the ones who were going to be able to take us to the wins. But, and at the same time, this match is so typically Sisu.
Yes.
It's so typically Sisu.
I bet you they're going to make it they're going to make it 6-5, and then Chaos will win 7-5.
Yeah.
That will be so... That if there's anything that's more Sisu than that, I don't know what is.
Yeah, Sisu always bring it to the end and then just barely don't win. Every single time. And then they have amazing rounds where they just look like monsters, absolute beasts of the night who cannot be contested. And then suddenly the enemy team just, clutch this round. That was the Vito round there when he pushed into study. Just take that one. Yoink that away. You can't have it anymore. It always happens against Sisu, by Sisu, from Sisu, surrounding Sisu. It's like they don't seem to catch many breaks. The only time we see them winning is when they're just like, you can see the sweat on their in-game brows. And you're like, whoa. Darn, man, that's impressive. But, and this match has been impressive for Sisu. For Yanni, as you can see with 11 kills. For all of them, really. Like, the coordination has been impeccable. The droning, the follow-up, the roam clear, the overall kills. I mean, just, they're doing a great job. And they can't win it anymore. They're about to lose to Chaos.
Yeah. If honestly, like, speaking of sweat on the floor, imagine if that was like a change for Jackal where your opponents are just sweating on the floor and
Why do we have to do that? No, just leave it as footprints.
No, sweat, dude.
Oh, God.
DNA scan.
Oh, boy. All right. Speaking of Jackal, he's going to be inserting himself into the building from the storage stairs and using his Jackal track. This time there's nobody droning him in, interestingly. It's a lot of confidence there from Shate. Maybe the droning...
He's got you on us.
Maybe it already happened. Maybe they already gathered a lot of information. Red Groove going to need some damage from below, but he'll move before he dies.
Yoni coming in, and there is a drone in front of him. That's from Yunus, I believe. Joining the staircase up into astronomy, making sure there's nobody through there as Yunus comes into the mudroom himself. So watching the back, making sure nobody comes around the flank from the living room. And Shat is holding on to an angle. They're expecting some sort of aggressive play from Chaos to play around the map and move about. Red Groove's taking a bit of damage early on, as you saw, but he's still sitting pretty. And actually, there's already Renewals that's holding on to the staircase in astronomy and will try to maybe assault. Up close, there's one. Tila, the second one sent out, but the EMP perfectly timed. And he'll, regardless, be able to impact trick one part of the X-Kairos. Only 2 of those discs end up going off.
And only 1 set remain, but it won't be contested other than with an impact. He'll get 1 layer, it seems, but the bottom layer will persist. And as long as you get a little hole there, you're winning as the attackers. So that's big for Sisu. Chaos still have decent hold and now a manpower advantage, but Renewals is going to go down after Vito takes down Jonas on the master door. Now, lots of heads-up engagements are going to be the determining factors here. Shate gets 1 against secretly, so that's a really big kill, but Renewals will get picked up, and Vito will get his 2nd kill. Chaos continuing to fight back, despite Sisu doing a great job on the entry. Renewals, after being picked up, gets 1. The push there into Master is punished by Boonsy, but now it's just Boonsy against Red Groove, Vito, and Renewals in a 1 versus 3. Now, the one boon that Boonsy has is a whole minute to work with, but it's not going to be enough. Renewals gets another kill. GG's come out in the chat, and Chaos will take a win, getting themselves 3 points.
And at least for now, Chaos remain out of the relegation's position. But that spot is hotly contested, as now they're only 2 points ahead of Penta Sports, who are at 11. And Chaos, of course, with this victory, go up to 13 from their 10. Vito, my God, he did so much work.
He did a lot. He did a lot for his team. Great job to Vito.
I might say he was vital for the team.
He was vital, for sure. So that's 3 points, putting them ahead of Penta now. Just now jumping ahead of Penta. So they got to be really happy about that. If you're Chaos, that's they were fighting for that. It's a really big one. And now, I want to highlight this. Penta played Vitality today, which is, it should be a really tough match for Penta, considering how well Vitality been playing lately. And then in the last play day, Chaos plays Na'Vi, and Penta played G2. And both of those matches are difficult. So for these 2 teams that are trying to avoid relegations, I would say that Chaos just got a really important win in the grand scheme.
Yeah, and overall, even in the French league, it's Penta they tied with Game Ward. Right now, they're kind of in 3rd place, but Vitality and Giants are getting the edge over them. They beat MCES as well, but Vitality beat them last time they played. That was October 2nd, so only a few days ago, and that was a 7-3 for Vitality, and on that game they played on Bank. And 4 rounds on attack were Vitality's, so it's a good way for us to kind of get an extra bit of info. Now Penta do play with Crunch. I'm not sure if he's still playing with them actually in the French League, because I saw there was some change, but at least more often than not they have one substitute that comes in and plays, so it's not the same lineup that you see in EU Pro League compared to what they have in the French League, because they need to have 3 French players in that to respect the rule set of the tournament. But yeah, we're talking about those relegation positions, as again, Sisu confirmed 100%. They will be fighting for their spot in only a few weeks before we go to Japan, and Chaos are moving up. They want to stay out of that spot, and so far, over the past few seasons, they've had some struggles, but they've been able to bring themselves back.
So we have an interview with the winners, and we'll go ahead and jump right to that.
What's up, Secretly? Good evening. Tjenare, how are you?
Good evening, good evening. I'm doing good. How are you, man?
We're pretty good. I mean, you guys just seem to click heads and things work out. So I guess the strategy is still very, very sound. Now, one thing I want to focus on is the clash that Sisu were bringing. Now, in the first round on your attacking side, coming in from bedroom into aviator game room, you're able to deal with her very well with a combination of the Zofia and the Buck Grenade. But later on in the following 3 rounds, a bit difficult to deal with. What was really the biggest concern of yours when trying to shut down Shate and his plays?
Yeah, so it obviously worked very well the first round, and then second time around we decided to push from Study instead. We wanted to keep them guessing a bit, but they were obviously much stronger at defending that side, and it's usually a bit easier with the clash, as you could see from our defense later on. So after that, we basically just decided, now screw it, we're just going to go with what works. And next time when we went from the master side again, they just had no chance. The clash couldn't do anything, and he basically got confined to the site, right? He had to stand in a corner and just watch his teammates die. So I don't know. It was just basically about us playing to what the clash is weak at, right? And I also think they could have been a bit more aggressive around the clash.
Yeah, and we saw that when Sisu were kind of getting those rounds early on and we're up 3-1 against you, but that was really when your attack was trying to come up from the main stairs, come in from the study, and the clash was able to do work because they had support. They had set up their reinforcements also in a way where there's a rotation hole back into aviator game room. The whole setup was done to make sure that the clash functioned correctly, at least from what we could see, and that worked well. But for you, it seems like when you went to your defensive side, you were just running about and able to predict where your opponents would come from. Now, this time, Shate as well would have been a problem if it weren't for you kind of sniping him off early in the round every time. What was the telltale thing that kind of told you, hey, he's coming through here, let's just fight him and take him out and isolate him?
To be honest, I think it just kind of happened naturally, right? We just had good movement around the map on defense. We read pretty fast, apart from the first defense round, we read pretty fast where they were coming from. And Vito line was the Shutter sniper, I guess, and he was just running around with just feeling confident. So since Shutter was the first guy in, I guess, he just ended up dying first. But there was no like special plan about it, to be honest. It's just Vito being Vito.
Just Vito being Vito. I guess that's I think something that we can learn from Chaos overall in the performance. It's just when you guys don't have as much stress, I guess, on your back, you kind of just play comfortably, and it was very visible here. Vito was playing pretty well, and he was very vital to display. Though, at the end of this game here, you guys are safe from relegations for now. Penta have 2 tough games coming up versus Vitality and next playday on Monday night against G2. So complicated for them. You guys are trying to save yourselves from relegations. Anything you'd like to say to the fans?
Thank you all for the support as always. Right now we're going to go cheer for Vitality, of course. So please join us in giving Vitality power, because we need them to win to keep our faith in our hands, right? Because otherwise we're going to have to rely on other teams, which we don't really want. So let's go Vitality. Please beat them. And yeah, thanks for the support, guys.
All right, secretly, thank you very much for the interview. Congratulations again on your victory against Sisu. We'll see you on Monday night for the final play day of EU Pro League. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.